Holy magic. Constantine is coming back to Legends, and we have right here, Sugars, your first look as Iris West as the Flash, and we're excited. This is CW Weekly.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, Afterbuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, yeah. Let it sink in. You know you're ready, everybody. Get ready. If you're not dancing at home right now or in your car, then you're not human.
Let's go. I can't even keep a straight face.
You guys, we're excited. What?
It's another Thursday.
It's another Thursday.
Another CW week.
CW week. Anthony, our engineer, holla. Holla, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to CW Weekly, the show, only on AfterBuzz, where we give you the rundown of all things beautiful in CW. I'm Matt Marr. I'm one of your hosts. You can find me on the social medias at the Matt Marr, 2 T's, 2 R's, and my lovely co-host.
Hello, everyone. I'm Erica Shannon, and you can find me on Twitter at Miss Airy Baby.
I sometimes want to say your last name's Baby because I'm so used to your thing. I'm like, I almost want to say Erica Baby.
You could say that.
You could, but it's not your name.
Erica Baby.
Baby. Okay, so, you know, it's always nice to have a transition. It's a good thing in life. And if you're listening to the podcast, you're not going to see this, but if you're watching from home, we're drinking some it's some Brut Rosé, fancy, y'all, and we're drinking it because this is Erica is leaving the West Coast. She's heading back to the East Coast, and she will not be with us. So to Erica,
Cheers.
Baby, we love you. You're
Thank you.
such a good friend.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody. So that's why we're starting it off. Mm-hmm.
This is not going to get out of hand. Already. Alcohol. What?
That is really good champagne and strong. I'm going to be drunk.
Well, that is very nice.
It is very nice. A little rosé. So we're toasting something else that's a tease we're going to tell you about later in the episode as well. But so we've got big things coming and a changing here at CW Weekly and at AfterBuzz TV. So let's talk about some trivia. Oh, yeah, that's me. I'm doing the trivia already. Yeah, starting off real well. Okay, so we're going to do a little throwback here. So besides Erica and myself, we are asking who was on the OG CW Weekly panel? Who was the original 4 people on the panel? Was it Alikona and Lucretia? Was it Lucretia and Tiona? Was it Tiona and Alikona? Or was it Olivia and Lucretia?
I just noticed all of these names end in A.
They
And mine does too.
They show
You're
do.
the only oddball.
Mine does. Mine's weird.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We make it
Your
work.
names are better in songs. Like songs that end in vowels. Like, Erica. That's much better than Matt.
I just remember my name was in Mambo number 5, and that made me very excited.
Oh.
If anybody remembers that song, hit me up on
I know
Twitter.
Rita's were excited too.
Yeah.
A little bit of Rita.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember from that song. There wasn't any Anthony or Matt, sadly. So, okay, so that's your trivia. So we will have that answer for you at the end of the show. You can tweet us at AfterBuzz TV. Or if you want to see the link of the show, I just tweeted it out at the Matt Marr, 2 T's, 2 R. And I put Erica's handle and AfterBuzz as well. And the YouTube link if you want to watch the show right now live and comment. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about a ship poll. Can we cue that ship?
It's coming in. I hear it.
I hear it. There it is. There it is.
I'll miss that sound. But for tonight, your couples are. It's all about Black Lightning.
It is about Black
We've had
Lightning.
themes the past few weeks.
We have.
So we've continued it with Black Lightning tonight.
Yes.
Your choices are Jefferson Pierce and Lynn Pierce.
The OG couple. Love them.
Thunder Grace, who is Anissa Pierce and Grace Choi.
Love that name.
Inspector Lightning.
Okay, that's not a ship name. That's what I invented. The others are ship names, but I like Inspector Lightning.
I like Inspector Lightning
I
too.
do too.
It tells you everything you need to know.
Exactly.
So that's Jefferson Pierce and Will Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jaleel, which is Jennifer Pierce and Khalil Payne.
Yes.
So make your choices.
Do we have what's the voting going in on?
Right now, Anissa and Grace have the lead at 46%.
Oh, wow. Okay, I voted for Jaleel because Khalil Payne. We're going to get to that later. All right, so let's jump into some CW news. Let's talk about Roswell. So, okay. I'm going to be honest here. So we're pretty good about, we prep the show in advance. We like to do our homework. And normally like yesterday by like, usually the day before, like by 4 o'clock, we're all good.
Mm-hmm.
All this CW news literally dropped last night and this morning. And thank God for Erica, because she was like, I got it. I'm on it. And it was so much more. So we're really going to try to get through. But there's a lot to cover because it is pilot season. So casting and stuff is happening. So for the Roswell reboot, Janine Mason is cast as the lead for the reboot. She's currently on Grey's Anatomy. She's been tapped for the lead of the new pilot. And so this is going to be written by the originals people, Karina Adley McKenzie. Julie Peck is going to be directing it. Amblin Entertainment's doing it. But so what's going on? I think we've talked a little bit about Roswell because Janine is actually going to be. Her parents are of Cuban can't say that word.
Ancestry.
Let me drink a little bit more. Cuban ancestry, and I think it's supposed to be like illegal immigrants to the country. So they're going to talk about that obviously on the show. But she is returning to this tourist trap of her hometown, Roswell, and New Mexico, as Liz Orchetta. Or Checo. Boy, I screwed that up. Hashtag white.
Or Teco.
That is me. Yeah.
I actually wrote it out phonetically so I could pronounce it right.
Techo. Whatever. It's a pretty name that I can't say. But she's going to be playing a jaded biomedical researcher and the daughter of undocumented immigrants, and she is haunted by a tragic incident. And she's the one that discovers the truth about her teenage crush. She's now a police officer, and what? He's an alien! And so it's a lot. I mean, we're not going to get into watch the show, but I'm super excited because I love Janine on So You Think You Can Dance. She's probably like my favorite female dancer on So You Think You Can Dance, So You Think You Can Dance ever. So good for her. Look at her making the leap, and proud for her.
I was just going to say, I do know about the original Roswell, and I think it's interesting that they kept the main girl as Liz. Because if you remember...
So she was Liz in the first one?
Those that watched the original, Liz Parker was the original. And she was played by Sherry Appleby, who's now on a Lifetime show.
So her name was Parker, and they just changed it. Would you like some more rosé?
No, I'm good for it now.
Not me. I'm living life. I'm living life. Okay, so that's what's going on with the Roswell reboot. Now, we've got some other reboot information. Let's go.
I wrote for my notes, Houston, we have a Pruitt.
I like
from
it.
Charmed.
I like it.
We have a new cast member from Charmed. Her name is Melanie Diaz, and she's been cast as Mel, who, if you remember a couple weeks back, the character description, she's the middle sister, and she's passionate and an outspoken activist who loses her way in the wake of family tragedy. Now, as we mentioned last week, she's going to join Cedarius Blaine, who's going to play Gavin, boyfriend of the oldest sister, Macy. And if Melanie Diaz, the name sounds familiar, or if you're watching, if the picture looks familiar, you might have seen her before in Fruitvale Station and most recently The Breaks. I know her from this movie. It's like an indie called A Guide to Recognizing Your Saints. It has Shia LaBeouf and Robert Downey Jr. and Rosario Dawson.
She looks familiar to me.
Yeah, she's been in quite a few things, so she has a recognizable face.
Do you know what I just found out? One of my good friends is really best friends with I'm going to forget the guy that we talked about that's been cast as Charmed that plays her boyfriend.
Cedarius?
She's friends with him.
Oh.
And I'm like...
Okay, that's half a name drop.
I know.
So take a drink, everybody.
So take a drink, everybody. We have drink. Yeah,
But yeah, so...
But still,
they'll be
he's
on.
A hot man. You know, I wanted to get him on this show already. I was like, can you introduce me?
Oh, and actually Mel is the middle sister. She's the one that has the girlfriend. So they'll be casting for her girlfriend.
All right. Just saying.
It's still happening, guys. It's still Charmed. The reboot is still happening.
It's still there. Yeah, there's a lot of somebody tweeted us actually who was like the Charm. They talked about our show who was like very anti-Charm. So.
Oh, in the chat, Ivan was saying that the alien's name is also Max. So that's, I guess, because I think they're going off of. I remember when we reported on it originally. They're going off of the books.
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah.
So that would make sense that they're going to keep the names.
They're going to keep the names.
The original names.
Everything gets rebooted. I feel like one day I'm going to feel really old because they're going to reboot Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to happen in 20 years.
I've heard that being talked about. Another podcast that I listened to, they're like, I wouldn't be surprised if in 30 years they make it into a TV show.
Oh, yeah, they will.
But could you imagine the effects that will happen then, though? Those would be nice. They'll come actually
would.
through the TV screen.
They will. That would be nice. That'd be nice. It'll be all like virtual reality. All right. So some more casting news because it's pilot season. We have someone cast for The End of the World as We Know It. We talked about that show before. It's a new Rob Thomas show. Rob Thomas is the creator of
Veronica
a
Mars.
long time. Yeah, I started singing a long time ago. Veronica Mars, who's also iZombie, right? That's Rob Thomas as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So CW, Warner Bros. Television, love him. So the star is. Look at that picture. Quinta Brunson. She's from Broke, and she is landed. So we actually have two casting things about this, and we're going to talk about this in a minute. But she's going to be starring, and then another girl who's been cast in this show as well. And I was trying to think, what else has Quinta been on before?
You probably know her
she looks
from
familiar
BuzzFeed. Like, she's been on a lot of videos about BuzzFeed.
Oh, she
and
has.
She also,
That's it. You were so good.
She went viral with an Instagram video where, like, she was going on dates, and it was impressive because her date had money. So everything was like, he got money kind of thing. So that's where she became well known, and then now she's worked at BuzzFeed, and most recently she's gone off and started to do her own things with Quinta versus Everything, which is like a show on a digital platform. But now she's going to be on the CW.
Yeah, she's on CW.
So she just keeps moving up
She's
and up.
moving
building.
on up. She's playing Ruby, who's a hyper-intelligent, upbeat graduate from MIT, hasn't been able to hold down an engineering job due to her interest shifting a mile a minute. Therefore, she currently works at her parents' business, a birthday party place/pizza restaurant for kids. But with the arrival of a crashed spaceship, Ruby finally might have found her mission. And her co-star, who's just got cast in this show, is an actress, Gage.
Go Lightly,
which sounds like a fake name. Which means it probably is a real name because it sounds so fake. Don't you think?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I can't. My name is two first names, so I don't.
Oh,
I
it's
can't
true.
think of
Erica
anybody's.
Shannon.
I can't think about anybody else's name.
Now, don't quote me on this, but I believe she was in Red Oaks. She comes from Red Oaks, an Amazon series.
I do know that she was in Teen Wolf and Heartland, so we're gonna say all three.
We're going to say all three. In the
you,
chat,
Anthony.
let us know if Anthony is right or if we need to fire him. We're not going to fire him. We love him. But let us know in the chat, Red Oaks. So yeah, Gage Golightly. Who's she playing?
Kate, who is a struggling actress unable to catch a break, and she basically, with the invasion, she thinks that, this is a way I can develop my policing skills for a role. She treats it like it's a role.
Fucking actresses. Sorry, I just got the E wart rating now on the show.
Good
Sorry,
job,
Anthony.
Matt.
I think that's the first time I dropped the F-bomb on the show.
Probably.
But there you go.
Well,
there you go
you know.
for your last episode. There you go.
That was a gift for me. Thank you.
I confirmed. Yep, she's Karen in Red Oaks. She's in 14 episodes.
Oh, wow.
Gage Golightly.
Okay.
Good for
so
her.
She's been working.
She's
Good
worked.
For her, yeah.
Get it.
I'm not mad.
I'm not mad at it either. She's cute. I like her hair. So we haven't had this much casting news in forever. It's great. So
Well, actually, that's you. I'm sorry. I'm
No, I was
jumping the
gonna
gun.
now let's talk about Plain Dead. We're going to talk about Tyler Ritter from the McCarthys. John Ritter's son, for some of you that are, like, remember John Ritter. I love John Ritter.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Or more recently, you might know him as Detective Billy Malone from Arrow.
Yeah, Billy Malone from Arrow. John Ritter and the McCarthys. I don't know if he's currently on the McCarthys or it was recently, but that's with Laurie Metcalf. And he's going to be tapped to star in the new CW drama pilot, Plain Dead, from writers Rita Mimoun and Josh Reams and Intrigue Entertainment. So Plain Dead it's a kind of dysfunctional family dramedy. So a comedy and a drama, folks. But isn't life that? And it's about a mortician and his son whose lives, they're turned upside down when the woman who abandoned them 15 years ago returns and asks them to fake her death. Mm-hmm. I love that. I like that. That kind of reels me in because I love 6 Feet Under. Mm-hmm. So I'm already in. If you're like at a mortician home, I'm already ready for it. But Ritter will play Joe, the single dad who is director of the Rice Funeral Home. He has a wry sense of humor, even though his life didn't turn out as planned.
It's gonna be interesting to see him play a father. I don't know
Yeah,
why
a little young.
he just doesn't look that old to me.
Well, fathers on CW are way younger.
That's true.
I mean,
Steven, but Steven's actually a father. I don't know if Tyler's a
in
father.
Riverdale, they're a little older.
I keep wanting to call him Tyson Ritter, but then I have to remind myself that that's the guy from All American Rejects. So
That's correct.
I always get them confused. So Tyler. Yeah.
Tyler.
But good for him.
Like that's the name of every 20-year-old twink I used to meet in West Hollywood on Santa Monica. But what's your name? Tyler.
You're going too personal, Matt. we're going down a hole. Bring it back. Come back.
I'm just gonna drink my rosé.
And I'm gonna move on to the to the Flash because we have a new bus meta, which I'm so excited about, more so for the actor than I am the actual character. His character's name is Matthew, and he's going to be, his meta name will be the Melting Pot.
I like that.
And the actor is played by Leonardo Nam.
Do we have a picture of him?
If you know, I believe so. If that name sounds familiar, you've probably seen him in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. You might have seen him in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants movies. One movie that I like called The Perfect Score. Watch it if you haven't seen it. But more recently, he's been on Westwood. So, yeah.
Wait, you mean Westworld?
What'd I say? Westwood.
You said Westwood.
That's the Western movie.
Yeah.
I mean Westworld,
which is the Western shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what the Melting Pot can do
cute.
is actually switch DNA between people, which is kind of creepy.
And it's going to lead to something later that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But good for him.
Yeah, so that's if you're watching us live, that's him, Leonardo Nam.
He's cute, he's handsome.
Yeah. And fun fact, he was on Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift with Natalie Kelly, who's on Dynasty.
I've never seen any Fast and Furious movies.
And he's Australian too, I believe. But
he's Australian of Korean descent.
But he was born in Argentina.
Yeah.
When I tell you I like Leonardo Nam, I like Leonardo Nam.
You like Leonardo Nam.
Just had to put that out there.
Maybe he's single, girl.
I got too much to do with moving. I'm not. But anyway, so Matthew, a.k.a. Melting Pot, he's going to make his appearance on March 13th, which is going to be the 16th episode.
Oh, day after my birthday. Love it.
It's a birthday present for you.
It is a birthday present for me because, we're going to talk about that later. I keep teasing you, but let's talk about our hottie little tease of the week.
We're keeping it going with the double hotties.
We are keeping it going.
First, speaking of the Flash, we have Candace Patton.
She's so pretty.
What I love is that she started off in soaps. Because that's
the best training ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say because of the daily shooting schedule and learning so many lines and so many takes. So
she's originally from Texas, from Dallas, and she went to a really good school, SMU, Southern Methodist University. It's very, very. I went to school in Dallas, so not SMU. But SMU is a fantastic drama school, which explains why she's such a freaking good actress. She's got a pretty cry, doesn't she? I think that's soap opera. Deidre Hall has a pretty cry.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can have a pretty
cry.
God,
you're gonna make me go down a soap opera.
Do you watch Days of
rabbit
Our
hole.
Lives?
I used to.
I used to as well.
When Belle Black and Sean Brady and
I like that old Will's back, although he doesn't remember who he is, and Sonny's gone away. I can't talk about it. Okay.
But I will say also that she was in shows such as Entourage, and then she has some CW experience. She was in One Tree Hill and The Game, which was a spinoff of Girlfriends, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
We will talk a little bit later. Also, too, I'm going to give props to her that, I know Iris West was always an important character, but I think they've given her a lot more to do because she's just one of those actresses where I think they write for her really well because every scene she's in is she's great. It's great. Love it.
She's had some moments.
She's had some good moments.
I will definitely say that.
Okay, let's talk about our next hottie. Woo! I did this one for Erica, not for me at all, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about Jordan Calloway. Taking me away, Calloway. This man. Whew. Okay, if you don't remember, he played, I think, is it Chuck Clayton. Yeah, Chuck Clayton in Riverdale, which I've talked extensively about him on my Riverdale podcast, TV Tea Time, that you can listen to that. So now he's on Black Lightning as well. So he is part of our ship that we talked about. He is Khalil. Yeah, he is Khalil. So
I was gonna say he's double dipping, getting two CW checks, which is interesting though because he has to do a lot of traveling because Black Lightning.
One's in Atlanta.
Black Lightning's in Atlanta.
He is happy for the work.
Riverdale's in Vancouver.
I follow him on Instagram. He's happy for the work. I know.
Anybody would be happy for the work, but it's just to keep those two characters straight because it's not like they're similar.
No,
they're two totally different characters.
But he's not too. I wish he was more, but he and Reggie Cooper, they're just not on Riverdale a lot.
Reggie Cooper?
Well, I'm sorry. I don't know the actor's name.
Charles Melton?
Yeah.
The new Reggie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, we just had this discussion. Riverdale's a little white for me right now. I'm going to be honest.
I'm so behind on all these shows.
I
It's
just
not
feel
even
like
funny.
they have these opportunities and they're doing it better with Josie and building some diversity, but okay.
Are we having opinions again tonight?
We're
Matt?
having opinions. We're having opinions. Jordan Calloway, I love you. Come on our show. We would like to talk to you. Okay, so let's speak about some gossip and some news.
Going back to the reboot of Roswell, the pilot for that, Matt spoiled it a little bit when he was talking about the casting news. But
sorry.
Julie Plec is actually planning to direct and executive produce the pilot episode. And if it's picked up for a full season, then she will actually produce the entire season and the entire series.
And what has Julie done before? Do we know?
So she's the showrunner for Vampire Diaries in the originals.
Oh, okay.
Showrunner, executive producer of those shows. So she has experience with doing teenage-related dramas. Some people aren't necessarily the biggest fan of hers in terms of like how she runs the shows and stuff like that. But I say give her a chance. Can't hurt.
Are you excited for the Roswell reboot?
I'm just as excited for it as I am for Charmed. I'll give it a shot and see what I get out of it. But I do want to say, as a side note, Brendan Fair and Mahendra Delfino, they've been hanging out lately because I think they're trying to do some sort of like spin-off-y Baron and Toluca show that kind of takes the characters that they played originally. So look out for that because I'm really excited for that, to see them back.
Were they on the original Roswell?
Yeah, they played Michael and Maria.
Okay. Okay.
So that was just a side that I just
okay.
thought of just now.
All right, then. Okay, so we have some more gossip that it's not really casting because he's been on before, but Constantine, what we teach you, he is confirmed he is coming back to Legends of Tomorrow later this season. People, I'm behind on Legends, so I haven't watched since they came back. But apparently the actor that plays John Constantine is Matt Ryan, right?
Yes.
People, talk about you had a show that was canceled, and boy, you were riding this character. Good for you. Good for you. Proud for you, Matt Ryan. But people I haven't seen any Constantine or anything. I know Lucretia, who was on the show last week, really loves that character.
Yes.
And I've heard I heard Constantine was a great show. So apparently people are responding to it. So maybe he'll end up being a legend. I don't know. I think they could do totally if Sabrina does well with this whole occult and witchcraft thing, and Charmed is doing well. I think they totally could do. Because what's it called? Dark League. We've talked about it before. So it's not the Justice League, but it's like the Dark League. They even had a cartoon about it's kind of
Justice League Dark.
Justice League Dark. Yeah, I totally think that CW could go into a show like this or Netflix. Don't you think so, Anthony?
Yeah, totally. I mean, a huge thing is just like picking up on trends and trying to be proactive as to like what's hot right now. So if the Sabrina thing does hit off along with Charm, and which is like highly unlikely, but if it does hit off. Like as not highly unlikely, but it's being like seen as like not too popular with like
for Charmed.
Yeah.
For Sabrina though, people seem really excited about Sabrina.
Yeah, I like the new take on it. Like,
Right.
We're definitely in a darker times for like in our society, so it's like it's kind of like a good mirror to like what's happening out here.
Yeah.
Because like you look at the world, so it's like people are okay with darker things on TV nowadays. So I'm all for it, yeah.
Look at Anthony just dropping the truth bomb on CW Weekly. Look at that. I love it. Well, I'm not going to spoil things, but apparently the episode that he was just on Legends was pretty darn awesome. So first reported by comicbook.com, it is confirmed that Ryan will indeed, he's going to return for the 15th episode of season 3 called, I love this title, Necromancing the Stone. Have you ever seen Romancing the Stone?
No.
Really, I'm old enough to remember. It's a great movie. Kathleen Turner. So this episode is slated to air March 19th. So Erica found there's an Instagram pic, right? That was it Nick Zano posted?
Yeah, so he posted a pic which kind of maybe pushed the announcement that Matt Ryan was coming back on his Instagram. If you look behind him, if you're watching us live or watching us at all, if you look behind him, there's a trench coat and some blonde hair. So he kind of spoiled it.
Girl gave it away.
Before the CW was able to announce it.
Come on.
And actually, in the chat, a couple people are talking about Matt Ryan's return. And they're also saying Jonah Hex is returning as well.
Ooh, I love Jonah
finale.
Hex. I love Jonah Hex.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's
for the
exciting.
finale. So thank you, Zias. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, everybody in the chat.
I feel like Legends is going to kick it up even more. I feel like with Kid Flash coming back and all that, I'm excited about it.
Oh, I did see a picture of Keenan Lonsdale with like some Western attire, it looked like today.
Well, they all got to wear, they go back in time.
And he was saying, I think he said his caption was, "I really just joined Legends for the costumes."
Oh, that's
or
great.
something like that.
That's funny. That's funny.
But moving on to an older show
Yep.
that there are some fans of, or quite a few fans of. Reaper fans rejoice! There was a reunion this past Tuesday on ABC with the show Kevin Probably Saves the World. Sam Oliver and Sock, who were played by Brett Harrison and Taylor Labine, respectively, popped up on the episode last Tuesday. And it's basically, they're looking at it as it's a way to figure out what happened to these characters for the past 10 years.
Ah, that's cool. If
So
you're a fan. I'm not, but that's cool.
I
if you're a
didn't
fan.
watch the show. I knew about it. I knew that, he was tasked with being
I
a
love
Reaper.
this show.
Yeah, Anthony, tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, so I'm not too familiar with their names or their characters, well, except for Sock, because I love Sock. But so this guy that I'm pointing at right now, he was tasked with being, in a sense, like the devil's henchman, where he was kind of like the Ghostbusters, where he had to go out and bring back the demons that the devil wanted him to bring back to hell. So he was tasked with that, I believe. I can't remember the exact premise, but I know it was him and also Mad Dog from Arrow was a trio, and they all like went out. They're kind of like practically like the Ghostbusters, but more like Demon Busters. And what was the show that they were featured on? Because I'm like kind of want to check it out now.
Kevin Probably Saves the World. It's on ABC, so I'm guessing it's probably on demand.
Are they playing
right
the
now?
same characters on that show?
Yeah, as far as I
that's
know.
amazing.
But in the chat, actually, not to burst your bubble, Anthony, but they're saying it wasn't as great as they were hoping it would be.
I mean, it usually isn't, so it's okay.
But the interesting part about it is the creators and the producers of Kevin Probably Saves the World are the same producers and creators of, what is the show? Reaper.
Oh, Reaper.
Sorry, I just
sorry.
But-
Drinking that brute rosé.
Yeah, so that's how they were able to make that crossover happen, is it was the same people.
That happens. Like sometimes you end up having sex with a really hot guy who you had a crush on for like a year, and it's not as good as you thought.
Where are you going?
It's just in your imagination.
What is happening?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just relating. I'm relating. I haven't seen the show.
Oh, I thought you should have saved that segue for a couple of stories down the line.
Oh, I should have saved it. Oh, yeah, I should have.
That's all
well,
right.
I ruined it, but I do have. Speaking of somebody I wouldn't mind being biblical with, if you know what I mean, is Roy Harper, aka Colton Haynes from Arrow. He's coming back. We have, as he's a fan favorite, and we have a synopsis for it's going to be episode 15 that he's coming back. The episode's called Doppelganger. If you don't know what that word means, it means just like a double, like a twin.
If you are a fan of The Vampire Diaries, you know exactly what doppelganger means.
Or opera, because I'm a fan of operas. Use some like sorry.
There you
Third.
go. No, you're good.
This is why I was alone for a long time. So I'll go ahead. So there's not a lot in the synopsis, but I'll read it for you because it's pretty vague, I think on purpose. It says, Oliver and Thea are shocked to hear that Roy Harper is back in Star City. He's got some trouble behind him. However, when they discover the circumstances of Roy's return, Oliver and Thea realize that Roy is in trouble and jump in to save him. Black Siren makes a shocking decision. Kristen Wendell directed this episode. So it's pretty vague. I feel like there's going to be like two Roy Harpers, I guess.
That's what I was
or
thinking,
something.
too.
So, like somebody's going to pretend to be Roy Harper, and we're like, oh, that's not Roy Harper. And he's going to come back and say, that's not me, girl. So
Now, we talked about this a few months ago when it was first broken that he was coming back, that Colton was coming back. And we predicted that it was going to be the reason that Thea
left.
Yeah, Willa Holland.
They're going to run away
the
together.
show. I don't know necessarily anymore.
Oh, I think so too.
I don't know. I think she's kind of got a little bit going on for herself on the show, and I don't know if it's going to be enough to get her to walk away.
I don't know. I feel like there's somebody's got to leave. They have too many people on the show. It's a lot of storylines they're trying to cross.
That's true.
What's the chat
I mean, but
think?
she's got her own thing happening with Quentin. Like,
She
they're
does. She
over
does.
on that
Quentin and Black
side.
Siren. But Black Siren's going to make a shocking decision. that could affect
I
Thea.
think there's some like double crossing going on with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll have to see that though.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Do people in chat think it's going to be a doppelganger? What do they think?
They're saying more so about Thea. Ivan saying Thea can't leave, and versus Zias who's saying, yeah, she is leaving.
Ivan, I'm sorry, get used to it. It's going to happen.
He's like, let the recruits leave. That's what Ivan's saying.
So I do the Arrow show. Ivan hates the recruits, just so you know. Ivan's I call him truth talker because he lays it out. I like the recruits still, but I like Mr. Terrific a lot.
Oh, fun fact. According to Derek in the chat, someone's supposed to die in the finale. That's nice.
Jesus. I didn't know that. Now I'm nervous. Derek.
Well, you have a few episodes to get over it.
Great, Derek. Now
You'll forget by the time the finale
I'm going to
comes.
need to drink a bottle of champagne for that one, too.
Gotcha here.
Can we just move on with Jesse and Jay?
Yeah. So Jesse Quick and Jay Garrick are returning to The Flash.
I love Jesse Quick.
They're stopping by to help the Flash stop a nuclear explosion. And this is according to Screen Rant. They'll make their return in episode 15, titled Enter Flash Time. Do you know anything about Flash Time?
I don't.
Okay, give me just a second. I'll just read you the synopsis first. When a nuclear bomb detonates in downtown Central City, Barry, Jesse Quick, and Jay slow down time by entering Flash Time. As everyone in the city is frozen, the three speedsters push themselves to the breaking point to save the city and everyone in it. So from what I understand, Flash Time is basically where they're going so fast, it looks like everything has frozen or everything's stopped. So think about when Barry was in the courtroom and Iris was going to, I believe, expose him as the Flash. That moment when everything is like super
And he
still.
stopped and talked to her.
That's like Flash Time. But I think it's amplified if it's the three of them together, which is kind of interesting when you think about it, because they pushed Wally to Legends because they didn't have much for him to do. This would have been something perfect for him to do, for him to help out with. I just felt messed up. Like, I think you brought in.
Didn't she break up with him too?
Yeah,
she broke up with a box.
Oh, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet, Anthony.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
I'm caught up.
Okay, good.
That's why I was like, Matt, how can you still like her after that?
I do like
no
her.
honor.
Honestly, I never really liked them together. I liked both of them. I didn't like them as a couple.
I mean, they were cute. I could take them either way.
They weren't
as friends or as romantic.
I kind of wanted them to be like a friend thing, whatever. I think it's different too because she's a speedster and has feminine energy. Like, it's different than there's already a guy speedster.
And I guess Jay comes with more experience.
Yeah, and I think that, but with Kid Flash now on Arrow, I just think that he's such a cool, or on Legends, he's such a cool power that nobody else has. And the stuff he can do, I think that's cool that he's a speedster who manipulates time in a time travel group. I think it's just...
So he can be an individual.
Yeah, I really feel like he's going to like... Because I like that actor a lot, and I feel like it's going to really just like catapult Legends to an even better show. That's my opinion about that, everybody. Where are we now in the news? Oh, let's talk about Jane the Virgin. So I'm not going to go over all of this, but there's a really good interview in Jane the Virgin.
Virgin?
Take a drink of that rosé.
From Mike.com.
From Mike. I was going to say Mick. Thank you.
You're
Good
welcome.
Lord, help me. From Mike, mic.com. And so if you just Google Mike and then Jane the Virgin. But so the showrunner of Jane the Virgin is actually talking about her name is Jenny Erman, and she's talking about one of the later episodes in the fourth season that talked a lot about the reason why I brought this article up. It talks a lot of things. It talks about what's his name, Petra and his bisexuality, and how they've had people that are out on the show, but the showrunner really wanted to explore like someone actually coming out and what that was like. Because we've already talked about them before, how a lot of people aren't bisexual. Do I have the wrong person?
I don't know. I'm
Am I talking about the wrong person who
maybe
came
I'm
out?
thinking of the wrong show. Is Petra a guy?
Oh, yeah. Treasure's a girl. It's a
Okay,
wrong. I don't watch
that's
the
what I
show. So, so I guess she's going to be coming out. And they're also going to, the main thing that I talked about is that, and maybe because I have a soft spot for, for people that are just, I love my grandma and my grandparents, but I feel like that's what I love about Black Lightning is that it's a superhero that's kind of older. I feel like I know CW, everything's a lot of young focus, but still it's these older storylines.
Yeah.
And there was recently a storyline where Jane's grandmother hasn't had sex since her husband died. So she like talks to her and like gets her to like get a sex toy. And so it's a lot about the grandmother kind of rediscovering her sexuality through it. And that's something that really isn't talked about for older women. It's something that's really not talked about in like a Latin community. Like these are all just big things that are not discussed at all. So it's a really, I don't want to tell you what the article says because it's quite long and I want you to read it because it's just really good at just getting this perspective of, I think what, it makes me want to watch Jane the Virgin because I think they're really doing, I think there's TV and then I think there's TV that changes people's perceptions of people. And I think Jane the Virgin is the latter of that.
Yeah. I echo everything you just said. I do like the fact that in one episode, they touched on sexuality from 3 different vantage points. Oh. Yeah. So
Erica Shannon, this girl's smarter than me. I love that.
It was Jane's experience with what's going on with her sexuality, Petra, what's going on with her sexuality, and then the grandmother. So it's at varying levels, age-wise, and like where you are on the spectrum.
Do you watch that show?
I don't.
We should watch that show.
We should watch that show.
We should watch that show. Okay, well, we're going to watch about it. So,
but yeah, definitely head over to Mike.com and check out that anti
if anybody in the chat, if anybody in the chat finds it, put in a link. I'd appreciate it, Mike.com. I'm doing a show right now, or I'd do it, but we'd appreciate it if y'all did it because we love you. All right, let's talk about Rob Hardy.
Yeah, so more pilot talk. Rob Hardy is tapped to direct the April Blair Spencer Paysinger pilot. And we talked about this one, I want to say in our earlier episodes. It's about a football player who is originally at one school and he transfers in South Los Angeles.
Isn't this Greg Berlanti and Robbie Rogers, his husband, are directing it?
Who transfers to Beverly Hills High School and the issues that come with that. Now it's inspired by Spencer Paysinger, the football player. I looked it up and he's a free agent right now, but I think he's previously played for the Miami Dolphins. But Rob Hardy has actually directed on the CW before. He's directed episodes of Arrow, The Flash, Vampire Diaries, the originals. He's also directed and produced The Quad on BET. He's slated to direct an episode of Black Lightning.
You know what I love about the CW? Fun. It's not even a big deal as much anymore on the CW when a woman or a person of color is directing a show. Because we're seeing it so much on this network. I just am like, they're such at the forefront going on. I'm super excited about the show too because I feel like, I don't know, I just have a feeling like Greg Berlanti has talked about, and we've talked about this, he's kind of like Ryan Murphy, that like, even though they're like white guys, but they're both gay, they feel like it's really important to promote stories about not just LGBT, but diversity in all facets of life, diversity of women characters and people of color. And I love that. And I feel like because Robbie Rogers is involved, it's been like, and I remember like his coming out and soccer was a big deal. I feel like one of the characters is going to be like a gay sports star. And I'm really excited if it's like a gay sports star, like a person of color. That would be, I could see them doing that. And I feel like that would be really awesome.
It could be, especially if it's part of Spencer's life.
Yeah. I think that could be really cool.
But some fun news that you don't know about.
What?
We actually have some casting news for this pilot. Taye Diggs has been cast to star.
He is so hot. I just blew out the mic, Anthony. I'm sorry.
Good job.
Oh, Taye Diggs.
My last show is going out with a bang.
I bumped into Taye Diggs and Idina Menzel once at the ArcLight.
Take a drink. But yeah, while you're drinking,
he was very short. I was taller than him, and he was hot.
He's cast to play Coach Billy Baker, who in his character
teach me something.
Is described as he was a student of Crenshaw High, but now he works at Beverly Hills High.
And this is for that show.
Yes, and so he has an intense desire to see Spencer succeed, even if his efforts impact his relationship with his own son. So that's kind of scary.
Okay,
because there's going to be some drama.
Bad dad
in there. I could see some fighting happening with the son and Spencer's character. Like it's gonna be real. I think it's gonna take that angle of like what happens when a kid from the quote unquote wrong side of the tracks moves into this new school and becomes the star. You know, I think it's gonna go down that.
It'll be interesting too, just because I know again it's different but I've dealt with like. There's that two perspectives. I feel like when you're the person that's the other and on the outside, like I've been in this with, like I've had gay mentors that have told me like, just try to keep your head down and fit in and like, don't try to be different, which I don't think is great advice. And then I've had the ones that are like, just be yourself and like be different, which is such better advice. So maybe he's taking, because you think about Beverly Hills, I mean, you think about 90210. You think about predominantly like it's probably I would imagine one of the whitest parts of Los Angeles, right?
Maybe not necessarily
Maybe not
whitest,
anymore,
not
but
all white. Maybe like Persian too.
there's no black people in Beverly Hills. There's not. So it'll be definitely. I like that.
Culture shock.
A culture shock,
what
but
you're
it's in the
thinking
middle of a big city. I think people think, oh, it's LA. Everything's all. No, there's still some bullshit that happens here.
There's
folks.
still some pockets of isolation.
We know. We live here.
But yeah,
Erica
Taye
doesn't
Diggs,
very much
as
longer,
you've probably known, has been on Empire most recently. He's also been on Rosewood and in the musical Rent. Both Broadway and the motion picture.
Rent.
I went to see the movie. Snuck out of school one day to go
Was
see
it
it
good?
with my
I never
friends.
saw the movie.
I like it. I have it on DVD.
My first boyfriend loved Rent, so just bad memories.
So we might get Coach Billy Baker to sing a little bit.
But that Idina Menzel, his first wife that he cheated on, and they both divorced.
Woo!
That's what happened.
Gossip
That's what
section.
happened. But when I bumped into them at the ArcLight, that's how they met on Rent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how-
And if you don't know
that's how they
Idina
got together.
Menzel, she's the voice of Frozen and from Wicked.
Also known as John Travolta as something that does not sound like Idina Menzel. He was the one that mispronounced her name
Oh,
at that
Idina,
award
yeah.
show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you don't know Idina Menzel, you're probably a straight man, and that's okay. So we love you too. All right. So let's talk about
A villain from Legends.
a villain from Legends. This is me. So John Noble is actually going to appear in The Flash. Why have I seen this actor before? Because he's been in a lot of stuff.
Fringe.
Yes,
If you ever saw
I never saw Fringe, but I remember him on that like scene. He's been in a lot of stuff. He's a great actor, and John Noble is going to be going to appear in the flesh on DC Legends tomorrow. This is a report from Entertainment Weekly. They've learned exclusively that the actor who's been voicing. Oh, he's been voicing the season's big bad as Malice. He does a lot of voiceover acting. He will appear in an upcoming episode of Legends as himself. And this is from Mark Guggenheim. He tells Entertainment Weekly, we figured out a very Legends-like way to actually get John Noble, the actor, into this show. We're very excited that John Noble will be making a live-action appearance on Legends. He's been voicing our third season's Big Bad Malice, but he won't be appearing as the Time Demon. He'll actually be appearing as himself. It makes total sense in a Legends-y kind of way. That's a good teaser. Yeah. Oh, he was also on The Blacklist. That's what he also was on. Mm-hmm. So John Noble, great actor. That's going to be great. He doesn't say. He'll appear on the episode. Oh, coming up Wednesday, February 28th.
Yeah, and that's really all the details that we have about it.
Oh wait, no, he'll be on The Blacklist on the 28th. We don't know when he's going to be on. Sorry.
Yeah, we don't have any
Hashtag
details
fail.
really about his appearance on the show, like how they're going to
fail.
bump into him. But it's going to be very
It's going to be very interesting.
to be hearing him and then see him in person, but not see him as the character he's playing, see him as himself.
And
I
don't
wonder
know.
how it is. I wonder how it is. And I watched Entourage for years, but I wonder how it is to play yourself as a character. So like you take yourself up a notch or you take yourself down a notch. It's going to be interesting to see what they do to John Noble, the character.
Well, you know, when I
John
used
Noble, the
to go out in Santa Monica Boulevard when I was I'm kidding. I'm not going to tell any more stories about meeting twinks named Tyler. Tyler or Jordan. They were always like Jordan or Jordan Tyler. They had such
Really?
long
Jordan
eyelashes. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about kind of my favorite whole news that we teach y'all.
So you saw it on the thumbnail. Now we're going to talk about it. Iris West is going to, because of the melting pot, as we mentioned earlier, is going to end up swapping DNA with Barry. The melting pot is going to give Iris Barry's super speed DNA, and she's going to become the Flash.
And I'm pretty excited about it.
And so right now, if you're looking at the screen, or if you're looking at your screen, you see Candace Patton, a.k.a. Iris West Allen, as the Flash.
What do you think about her costume?
I'm calling her Lady Flash or like Sister Flash.
I like Sister Flash.
Because there's Kid Flash and then it's
No, I think Sister Flash.
So that's what I'm calling her.
I like Sister Flash a lot.
So we know that that's going to happen during episode 16, which is happening March 13th.
That day after my birthday episode is going to be great.
Yeah, you're going to get to see Iris running around.
Do you like the costume? What do you think?
I like it. I think
they do a lot of leather, and I feel like they could change.
Feels,
everything's a leather jacket.
It kind of feels tight. I don't know why. It looks like it's
doesn't look like you can run in it well, right?
Yeah, but I mean, then again, she's at a green screen.
Yes.
Moving her arms.
Yeah, that's true.
So
You know, I
not much
kind of wish
actual
that there was a little more color, to be honest. But
What do you mean color? Like what color?
like it, like
It doesn't. It
like
doesn't
everything
command.
is so like I feel like they made the Flash costume red because they had to because the Flash. And if you even look like on Supergirl, her costume's more colorful because those are the costumes they have to kind of stick with. But all the new costumes like Saturn Girl and that's a little bit better because I like the white thing in the middle. But I just feel like they're all so dark.
I wonder what her streaks are going to be colored. Are they going to be like iridescent, kind of what her costume looks like?
I don't know. And also, this is just a picture, and they do like a color technique on it, so it could look different or brighter or darker even in the show. I don't know. I just like color. I like color in costumes.
I just
like
love how
bright
she's
colors.
given like this Superman look off into the distance
Yeah.
pose.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I'm super excited for Iris West to be the Flash. That could be a whole show for me.
Someone in the chat, Victor Ortega said, Iris needs income, not powers. Because everybody's like, what's her job?
Iris ain't got a job. That is the truth.
But now the question is, what do you think Barry's going to do without his powers when he has to become the Iris, when he has to become the team lead?
Maybe he'll have to use his brain. I don't know.
I mean, there's enough people
I
that
mean,
need
he
help
uses
him
his
use
brain
his
a lot.
brain.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he'll be.
I think he's going to have a problem with it initially. Like he's going to, because you know how he always wants to save Iris.
Oh, he's going to get jealous.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see Iris save him for sure.
Yeah, that would be funny.
I want
See her
Sister
drag him
Flash to
along.
save all their asses.
What do y'all
all
think
of them.
in the chat? What do y'all think of Sister Flash?
I like Sister Flash.
Oh, Zeus likes Sister Flash.
Yeah.
Okay. Not bad. I just came up with that this afternoon.
I like it. You should tweet Candace. You should tell her that.
I feel talented.
She would like that. I love it. Speaking of some sisters, by the way,
Well, yeah.
let's talk about our TBT Throwback Thursday.
Our
Hey.
Throwback Thursday. I wanted to give a shout out. Now, we've mentioned UPN shows before, but I did want to mention some of the other shows from UPN, such as All of Us, Moesha, and I made a little collage of them. All of Us, Moesha, Eve, In the House, Malcolm and Eddie, The Parkers, Half and Half, Girlfriends, One on One, and some honorable mentions, some stuff that I used to watch when I got home after school, like cartoons such as Pepper Ann and Recess, which were like my faves. And then they also did reality shows. Of course, America's Next Top Model. They did it for majority of the years that they were on. And Britney Spears and Kevin Federline, they had a reality show on there called Chaotic.
That was, oh my gosh, it was.
And I didn't really watch it because I was more of a Christina fan growing up. But
Oh, I see that.
I remember people talking about it.
We talked about this before that I grew up in like the middle of Oklahoma and like we didn't get Fox until I was like a junior in high school because Bart Simpson would warp your mind. Literally, this is what I grew up with, Buckle the Bible Bell. So we never had UPN. So it's like, I really think, because you can stream Girlfriends now. Is it on the CW app?
CW Seed, yep.
How many seasons? I feel like I need to watch that show.
I want to say it's 8 seasons.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
there's quite a few.
I still think I
but
would like
the
it a
nice
lot.
thing, the interesting part about it, as I mentioned earlier, the game was a spinoff of Girlfriends because one of the characters was cousin, I believe, of one of the characters on Girlfriends.
Oh.
So there's
I
even
used to
more
watch
show
some.
for you
I've
to
seen
watch.
some Moesha, and I used to like the Parkers a lot. I like the Parkers a lot. So
Yeah, speaking of the Parkers, Monique, she's the
I heard
lady
something else happened.
trying to get us to boycott Netflix. If you know,
Is it still going
she was
on?
part of, she was part of the Parkers. She played Kim's mom, which actually the Parkers was a spinoff of Moesha.
Well, oh, it was. And somebody talked about, I tweet today and somebody was kind of shading her saying, you're talking about all these other actresses, but they're not hard to work with like you are.
I'm not saying anything.
So
Monique, go ahead and do what you do, sister.
I'm proud of what she's standing up for. And I agree with her when she talks about her concept.
Yeah, I agree with
With
what
her,
she's
Wanda
fighting
Sykes
for.
didn't get money. If you don't know about this, but basically, Monique is talking about how she got offered diddly squat by Netflix to do a stand-up special where comics like Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, other male comics, but also Amy Schumer were offered a lot more money. And it's interesting. She was upset about what she was offered, and then Wanda Sykes tweeted her and said, "I got half of that," which is interesting to me because I think as a stand-up comedian, Wanda Sykes is way bigger right now than Monique kind of is. I know Monique won the Oscar, but it's been a hot minute since she's been like doing stuff. But anyway, a lot of people say that apparently Monique is. I've heard ramblings, allegedly very difficult to work with.
Yeah, that's the rumors.
So
That's
but
the rumors.
just because you're
around.
difficult to work with doesn't mean you should get paid like 300% less than a male comedian when you are just as. I mean, Queens of Comedy.
Yeah.
Shit was huge.
I'm very in favor of equal pay, fair pay, and everything like that. I'm very supportive of that. Yeah. I'll save my other opinions for
after the rosé.
A different conversation.
That's our new after show, After the Rosé with Erica Baby.
Oh, that would be so
That would be a good show. Okay. You're like, now you want to do that show. Okay, let's go to our ship poll and check in on that. Can we cue our ship? Can we cue our ship? Thank you, Anthony.
Whoa, felt like I was standing right next to it.
I know. It was intense.
Like in my face. I was right on the water. Okay, so ship poll, still Anissa and Grace. With 46%, they're taking it for the win.
Who's the hot second?
The hot second is Jefferson and Lynn.
Okay.
Yeah. That probably would have been my... that tension is so...
Speaking of two actors that have great chemistry together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're a good man. You are a good man, Jefferson Pierce, and I love you.
I love that
you were handsome,
the closed captions on there.
I know. I couldn't get rid of it. Okay, so it looks like the picture's up. If you're watching the show, you're getting the answer to our trivia. But... So if you're listening, besides Erica and myself, who were on the OG CW Weekly panel? Was it Alikona and Lucretia? Was it Lucretia and Tiona? Was it Tiona and Alikona, or was it Olivia and Lucretia? The answer is, if you're looking at the picture right there, Alikona and Tiona. Remember when the four of us got together?
It feels so long ago, but then when you think about it, it wasn't that long ago.
It was like 4 months ago, 5 months ago.
Yeah.
So, and another reason we're drinking champagne, and kind of it's easier, the reason we talked about this is that not only is Erica leaving the show, but this is going to be our last CW Weekly show for a while. If you know on AfterBuzz, kind of something that AfterBuzz we're known for is we're the ESPN of television. So we're really talking about current shows that are going on, giving you recaps on that. And so with Erica leaving, it's transition. I'm going to try some new stuff on AfterBuzz. I'm still going to be doing the Arrow show. I'm still going to be around doing other stuff. Erica, be sure to follow her on Twitter because I know you're planning on, if not, you're starting your own podcast as well.
Yeah,
potentially. Got some projects in the works.
Getting some things going. I don't want to do that standard, when somebody's leaving, be on the lookout for what I've got going on, but no, really be on the lookout for what I've got going on.
Like she's got stuff going on, which I think will be really great. So neither of us are leaving you behind. We're just going to be transitioning out of this show. So, we've had a ball doing this show.
It's been a lot of fun. It was my first time getting to actually look up news and compile it, and with the help of Matt and Alikona and Tiona, we all work together very well.
Very well, yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. I am sad to leave. If I can just say a few words.
Please.
So basically, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's watched. Thank you to everybody that's listened. Thank you to everybody that's been in the chat week. That means the world to us. You have no idea. Thank you to AfterBuzz. This has actually been a dream come true. I was an avid AfterBuzz watcher before coming here. I was an avid Black Hollywood Live, which is the sister network of AfterBuzz TV, avid watcher of all of that. And so to be able to be sitting here with the logos and everything around me, it's just been a dream come true. So I'm very sad to be leaving, but I'll be back. You'll see me again. This isn't the end.
No, you're coming back to LA, and you're a pro. I just told my boyfriend, I was like, Erica's one of those people, I know I'm going to work on something that she's going to produce, because she just has her shit together.
Fingers crossed.
So
your word to God's ears.
So yeah, you're always a pro. So I just loved having you on the show. So
and thank you, Anthony. Week after week.
Yeah,
you've been here.
Literally just about to say, Anthony, we love you. Let's give props to Anthony.
Yay.
Thank you guys for producing such an amazing show. Your rundown has always been awesome, and I really appreciate that. You guys are so hardworking, and I know any future endeavors you guys will have here or anywhere else, you're gonna rock it so much, and it's been a pleasure engineering this show. So I'm sad to see you guys go, but I understand, and it's okay.
Understood. Yeah, it's just, it was kind of the perfect timing. If you're leaving, it just felt weird. I felt weird doing this with somebody else. I don't really want to do it with somebody else. I love doing it with you. So,
which is a huge compliment. Thank you very much, Matt.
I mean that. So we're moving on. We're all moving on. Hopefully you in the chat aren't yelling and screaming at us right now. Hopefully you understand we love you very much. So, but you can check me out on the Arrow show. There's also, if you're in the CW show, we still have golly, we've got Arrow,
The
Supergirl,
Flash.
The Flash, Legends.
Yeah.
Like we're still, I think, are we starting the Jane the Virgin maybe?
I think some of them are coming back.
Yeah.
Keep checking into AfterBuzz.
So keep checking in. So we are definitely still covering CW a lot. So don't you fear about that, sugar. So, all right. So be sure to follow Erica at Miss Erica Baby.
Miss Airy Baby.
Miss Airy Baby. Make sure, and that'll be in the show notes. And, oh yeah, I was going to tell you to say goodbye, but I just did it for you.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry, I just spoke. And be sure to follow me at Matt Marr, 2 T's and 2 R's. And as always, if you like AfterBuzz shows, one of the coolest things you can do, share the YouTube video, share the podcast, put little stars up. Oh, I heard the music and it got a little sad, got a little teary. And yeah, we love doing this for you guys. We do this because of our fans, and y'all are what keep us going. So we won't see you next week, but I'm going to see you around in Arrow. I know for sure that comes up. I believe Arrow starts, I want to say next week.
Yeah.
And be sure to follow Erica on Twitter and get all the news from that. You can also follow, if you're interested in my other stuff, I have TBT Times, a Riverdale podcast that I do. I also do a Dear Maddie show. It's an advice podcast. You can find all the information about that at mattmarr.tv.
And because I just can't stop, I'll be tweeting out CW news.
Oh, yeah, you will.
Everything I find now, it'll just
So
retweet.
if you need CW Weekly, Miss Airy Baby, get your CW Weekly right there.
I got your back.
Got it. And I'm sure she's going to have a lot of gifts to go with it. That's her style. All right. We love y'all, and we'll see you when we see you, and wish you the best.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Cheers.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.